Hi there, derpymoose99. Welcome to episode 2 of our Factorio tutorial. This is a slightly modded Factorio. I'm actually going to cover that just before we get started here. So if we look at the mods here, I've got auto deconstruct, auto research, fixed, and repub, clock, even more light, which helps for streaming and stuff, and far reach with a minor setting of 3, I think. Helmod, a planning assistant, which I'll show much later. Infinizoom lets you set large blueprints, which was much later in the game. And run speed toggle. Now this one has 2 settings where you can run faster. It's kind of a cheaty mod. I'm going to only try and use this off camera. So when I go on pause to do something laborious or tedious or run a long distance, I'm going to run that mod. Every so often you might see me accidentally use that on camera, and that's not my intent. Squeak through I think is the key mod for sanity. Lets you fit between places where you really should be able to. And there's another mod called what is it really used for. So those are the mods. I call them quality of life mods. So let's continue on here, and we're going to load up our save. And last we left off, we just got a little bit of automation going here. And yeah, I mean, it's not pretty, but it's going to work for a while anyways. So my philosophy with this game is you do some hand loading, some hand feeding. You build yourself a little bootstrap base, then you build yourself a little bit bigger base, then you build a really big base. So you're going to see some steps and evolutions going on here, but just before we get too much farther, I want to get some sort of box-fed evolution, or box-fed automation going, which is kind of the next step in our evolution here. So I'm going to make a bunch of these assemblers here, and I'm going to grab whatever iron. Okay, and let's just have a little look over here. I don't need any coal or anything for now. But let's grab that stuff. We don't have much iron going on there, okay. Maybe I will grab the stone here. Alright. I'd like to make some more assemblers and some more inserters. But maybe we should automate inserters first here. So this is not going to be our permanent area anyway. But let's just get something going here. So I'm going inserter there. An inserter needs plates, iron gears, and electronic circuits, or green circuits commonly called. So I'm going to go gears on that side. Green circuit boards there. Green circuit boards need iron plates and copper cable. Copper cable needs copper. So I'm basically going to do in and out here. Let's do it this way. Yeah, I'm not going to have enough inserters, so I'm going to need to make some more here. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pause until the handcrafting stuff that I'm got going here is ready to go, and then we'll carry on with our build here. So I'm just going to pause for a second. Alright, we've moved the time along a bit here. Not everything's crafted yet, but we're far enough along to get started here. So let's go inserter in there. So this is kind of the next stage of things here. That needed plates, I think. Let's see. We do have a little bit of coal problem there. Oops. Gotta get closer. Alright, we got a bunch of iron that time. And I think I'm gonna do inserter, assembler, inserters, a couple of assemblers, something like that. And we got a few power poles, maybe a few more of those. Okay, so power pole is up, and in here we're gonna put a quarter of our iron, and we'll put a quarter of whatever we got left, and we'll put whatever we got left. Actually, I'm gonna take a bunch out. I think the gears will probably use more. And you can take all the copper, and let's see. This will be very slow to produce. Now this needs 3 copper cables. You know what? Let's get a little fancy here. Why not? Kind of a beginning thing. It doesn't really matter all that much, but hey, it's a fun game to play around with the design, so. Okay, we'll put half the copper in there, half the copper in there. Now the proper ratio actually would be 3 to 1, but this will work a little bit better at 2 to 1 anyways. And you can see our first couple of inserters have built there. So handcrafting assemblers was not a lot of fun, so why don't we do something about that? Maybe go up here. Assemblers need, let's see, the recipe is iron plates, iron gears, and greens again. Okay. So I'm going to copy and paste this design. Now we don't have robots, so we'll have to build it ourselves. But at least put the design in a ghost form in place. Oh, and if you want to copy what an assembler does, you go shift right click on the assembler you want to copy, and then shift left click on the one you want to copy it to. Okay. Pull out our ghost here. And there, and there, and there. Input, input, output. Okay, hole is in the way, let's do it that way. Okay, we don't really have the gear for anything there, so we need some more iron here. Holding down control and the A button, we run across. And now, you might have thought it's a bit crazy to build this many burners at the start, but you see we got like 1100 iron out of that, so it gives you a good boost here. So again, we're going to go quarter, and you were, yeah. Okay, and I think again the gears will get the rest. And we need some more copper for you. Okay, left click, control, run A. Okay, now ideally what we'd want to have is belts to feed all of this, but that's why it's a bit of a bootstrap thing here. Okay, and I think the last thing I want to automate, or semi-automate I guess you could say for now, is transport belts here. So transport belts take one iron plate and one gear. Okay, so we only need one of these. And let's see here. It's 2 inputs and 1 output. And once again, we need more iron. Now, the rule in Factorio is you always need more iron. Okay, only 555 that time, so... Okay. Let's see, I'm gonna put... let's put half in there. That in there. A little bit extra in there. Okay, that won't get us a lot of belts, but it's better than handcrafting them all the time. Alright, now the other thing we're going to need a lot of here is these stone furnaces. I think I actually want to make an iron box for this one. So let's get whatever iron we can out of this. Won't be much, but some. And let's go into logistics and make a couple iron chests here. Now the reason I did that is these take 5 stone per furnace, so we're going to want to put a lot of stone into this box here. I need to build some wooden boxes here. Now because that makes 5, it needs 5 stone every half second or 10 per second. It's probably better to have at least 2 boxes feeding this. So let's take half that stone out and transfer it over. Okay, and we should be able to get some furnaces out of that. Okay, there we go there. fact, we're carrying a bit of a stack here, so why don't we put some of those in there? Okay. So that stuff's all building. Now, let's look at the map here. We're going to have to get ready to fight, I think, fairly soon. So we need to get some serious iron production going here. So we can get some ammunition and some turrets, and think about getting some steel going too. When it comes to fighting, there's this basic ammunition here. It uses iron plates. But there's a much better ammunition, we call it red ammunition. It uses copper and steel, so that's something I want to look at down the road here. I think while I'm here, I should probably build one of those once I get some copper. And the other thing we're going to want to build too is some walls here. So basically what you want to do is protect your area with walls and have turrets protecting the perimeter. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and pause for a few minutes here. I'm going to let the resources collect up. I'm going to fill all the furnaces with coal, and then we'll get started building some more proper mining setups here. Okay, so I shall be right back. Okay, we collected some resources, and then I decided to hand build a bunch of stuff, so we're going to let that run. But let's just collect up what we can here. So that's pretty decent for belts there, at least to get it started. And we'll take 24 more of those, and we'll take a bunch of these guys here. Okay, and well, let's put a few in there. I'll get a few more. Since in here that maybe we'll take that. Just reapportion some of this stuff here. And oops. Get the key sequence right here. Pick all this stuff up. Alright, we got 1600 iron out of that. So let's restock some of these guys here. And we don't have tons, so we're going to have to be a bit frugal here. Belts I definitely want some more of here. And that's going to run... Our research is actually doing pretty good. If we look at our queue here, we've only got 3 research left on the red science anyways, and that's just with this little, I don't know what the best word to use, but it's not a very robust setup, so. Put some coal in these guys. Alright, it's amazing how fast that stuff goes through. So I'm going to put down a setup here. So I want to use Hell Mod just to demonstrate something here. So Hell Mod is a mod where you can add a recipe, and basically it figures out your ratios for you, which I used to do on paper, which is still fun, but this is kind of an easier way of doing it. So what I want to do is produce some iron plates here. Okay, and then output up here, I'm going to come up here, I'm going to select the yellow belt and click yes. So what this says is, if I want to produce a full yellow belt of iron plates, I need 48 stone furnaces. I need the products will be 15 plates per second. This is all per second, by the way. I'll need 15 iron ore as an input, and I'll need some coal. And you can also select your type of miner here. So this also says in order to get 15 iron ore per second, we're going to need 30 electric mining drills. So mining drills is something I didn't set up over here for construction. So let's see if we can hand build a few. Yeah, okay. It's going to take a while to handcraft 40 of them. But we're going to be laying this out here, so it'll take us a while to get straightened away. So we're going to put down 2 furnaces. Now there's different ways of doing this. Sorry, I want to go back into Hell Mod just for a second here. So this is 48 furnaces, but fairly soon we're going to get an opportunity to upgrade our furnaces to these steel furnaces. And if we do that, we only need 24. to get our yellow belt. So I'm only going to build 24 stone furnaces. So to start with, that's only going to give us half a yellow belt. But as soon as we can upgrade to the iron or the steel furnaces, we'll be in the game here. So I've got 3 belts going on here. So what I'm going to do is a little bit different here from some YouTubers you'll see. This is kind of the long way of doing it. But I'm going to bring up a full belt of coal and a full belt of iron ore. And this is going to be the output belt over here. So I'm just going to copy that. So that's 8, 10, 12. Okay. And now I'm going to copy that. Okay, and that's 24. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place the poles here. Okay, and that looks like we've completed all our red research, which is good news. Okay, I'm placing the poles here. Okay, and the reason I did that is I want to put the stone furnace down, hold left click down, and I'm going to run. And that placed all those. So now I'm going to manually place the inserters, and you don't want to watch that. So you might want to skip ahead. I don't think I'll pause it. I'm just going to do this as quickly as I can here. There is a mod, if you get into this game, there's a mod called Nano Robots, which absolutely is wonderful for especially early game setting up large factories. I'm resisting using that one in this one. I might use it a little bit later, but we'll see. Okay, now I'm going to go down here with the long handle inserters here. Okay, let's get our belts in. That belt ends there. This one will end there. Okay, and I'm going to belt this up here. Now, for now, we don't... Actually, you know what? We might use this one for the labs, and then whatever's left over we can build stuff with. So let's actually run the output down. Now, we don't have it connected to anything right now, so let's just put some inserters in there, and we'll box it up to start with here. And I think some power might be a great idea, so let's run this power line over. Okay, let's see what that did to our overall power. Well, it's not really doing much right now, but we're only using half a megawatt, and we have 18 megawatts at the moment, so we're good to go there. Now, this is probably not the most ideal iron ore patch to use, but we're going to use that one to start with. And let's look at our map here. We're going to need to bring a little coal in here. And the only coal nearby is our starting coal over here. So we might even change the direction of that belt too. Alright. So let's do that. So let's actually run this belt down instead of up. And we'll take the coal from the starting area over there. Okay, so I want a number of furnaces here. So I think I'll run... Where's the coal here? Yeah, let's do it this way. I'm just going to pause just for a second until we get a couple of these furnaces built. I'll be right back. Alright, we've got a couple of miners built here, so we're going to lay a few of these in. Start from the top, maybe. And don't like that. One over, I think. Okay, let's try this the right way here. Yeah, I made a few extra because we need 30 for the iron in theory. Okay, and I'm going to run this across. And let's take it all the way over. You know what? Let's bring it down first. Sometimes it's easier to work back from the other direction, so let's So we're going to bring it like that. We're going to branch off it there. The trees are the true enemy, right? Okay, while I was paused and waiting for stuff to craft there, I set up a couple more factories, so I'll show that to you in a second. Not factories, assemblers. Okay, let's get through here. I don't usually play with biters on, so I'm probably more nervous than you probably should be about an impending invasion here, especially since I nerfed them a bit, but I don't like the biters. Some people are really thriving in the combat and stuff like that, but that's not so much me. But I definitely wanted to show them to you as far as the full extent of the game. And then you can choose whether to play them or not. Okay, that's going to bring some coal down once I get some power going here. So where is our nearest power? Let's look at our map here. Somewhere over there, right? Okay. Well, why don't we run this somewhere... something like that, and then... Okay, and then let's run over here. Yeah, it's probably good enough for now. We'll see how much coal that gets us. The furnaces don't actually take a ton of coal. Okay. Now, these things here... I shouldn't have laid them out horizontally. Well, let's put a couple of boxes down here and get rid of our stuff for the moment here. And let's actually rip these things out. I'm going to put them back, but I want to put them back in a more logical place given how we're going to set up our miners here. So yeah, we got a bunch of stuff there. So let's figure out how our miners are going to look here. So we need some belts and we need some miners here. And some power poles here. And what do we have for belts? Not too much, but we have some iron. So let's go half in there, half in there. And let's get some more belts going. Now, if we want to use this whole field, and I think we probably do, it's going to be something like that. Okay. I'm just trying to get the spacing here. Okay, I'm starting to kind of like, it's kind of a sketchy part of this patch, but I'm intending to use the whole patch, so I'm going to cover all of it. Okay, and that's our input there. And I don't have a ton of power poles left, but I think we have enough for now. Okay, you might notice that there's a couple things that have popped up here. So some of the research we did here was called underground belts and splitter. So I need to make a few of those so we can do this properly here. So let's get what belts we can. And what's our recipes here? We need iron and transport belts, okay. We were boxing our stuff off here. We'll get a little trickle to start with. Let's maybe make more. Do some more mine placing here. Okay. Now let's have a look here. Now remember it said we need 30 miners for a full belt of ore, and we don't have it. And we don't have a splitter right now, so we can't join it up to this one. So there's a couple ways you could do this. I'm going to show you kind of a goofy way here. Okay, there's a couple of workarounds here. Really the way to do that is with splitters and stuff, but... Okay, so we got these guys coming together in a sort of a fashion here. It'll be good enough for the moment anyways. Okay, now what you might notice here is all these iron plates are on one side of the belt. So this belt, in theory, can handle 15 units per second, but it's only doing half that right now. So if we remember, we had 24 here, so there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So this is the halfway point here. So this might be a little goofy, but if you do this, okay? So basically you're taking the first half of the furnaces and you're putting them on the left side of the belt, while these guys are placing with the inserters on the other side of the belt. So that's giving us a full belt worth there. Okay, now we have some iron. We can build a couple undergrounds here. And it looks like for our splitters we need copper, so let's take ourselves over here. Get a little bit of copper going there. And we'll build a couple of splitters there. Now you might notice that we can also start doing fast inserters and filter inserters now, which gives us options for future building here. Now I did want to re-establish that manual placement. I think just for the moment, so I'm going to quickly do that. Don't mind me here. Okay, I don't want to use these much longer, but it does give us an extra little bump here. Alright, so that'll manually produce some stuff while we craft a few more items here. So let's take what we can out of our chests here. And we're going to plop that. Well, you know what? Actually here, since we don't really have any research going on for the moment, we can reorganize all of this stuff here onto a bit better setup here for us. So the belt one is about the right level here, so why don't we do that one? Okay, I guess we have to reestablish some power that I broke here. Okay. And inventory's pretty full, so let's go over here. Sometimes it helps to have a couple of spots where you just keep a few boxes for emptying out your inventory for the moment. So what I want to do is just collect all this stuff up. And now that we have a belt going, we're going to make ourselves a little bit of a mini mall here. Alright, let's see. Oh, yeah, right, okay. Let's make ourselves a couple of long handle inserters here for placement here. And this guy, we're just going to pick him up and move him. Just gotta put him out of the way for the moment. So we've got quite a few of those already. That's pretty cool. Probably maybe we'll limit that to about 400 for the moment. And there's not much stone left anyway, so I'll put half the stone there, half the stone there. Alright, and you need a place to put stuff, so let's do this here. Okay, and we had ammunition going on here, so let's grab these guys. And need some more belts there, so let's put this guy's on ammunition here. And let's get some ammunition going. What do we have here? We've got about 200 there, 300 in inventory. I'll hang on to that for now. Okay, we're going to make some turrets here, so let's do this guy. See what I mean about series of steps if you build a little animation or automation, a little bit more, a little bit more. It's kind of what we're doing here. And what did I say here? We want gun turrets here, so that's going to be gears there. Okay. And this guy needs copper. So I'm just making a wooden box here and put copper in there. And let's put an output box here. And the thing that's actually making our turrets, why don't we actually protect it with a turret here? So where's my boxes of stuff here? So I'll grab the ammunition. We had a couple turrets there. Some belts and undergrounds. Let's take those. Well, let's take all the good stuff out of these boxes here. And I don't need the bricks for now. I'll take the iron. Oh, quite a bit of copper, okay. Alright, let's come back up here. Now we've got a couple of turrets here. I'm just gonna, I don't think we need them yet, but I'm just gonna put a couple turrets down. And I'm gonna put, well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna control right click, which gives me half a stack. Oops. Never mind, I'll put 100 in each one of those. Actually, you know what would be smarter here? Let's just do it this way. Okay, now we have a couple of turrets protecting where the ammunition and the turrets are being placed, okay? And you are just hanging out by yourself. And what else did we want to make here? We want to get inserters going again. Oops. Inserters here. And our green circuits and our copper. Yeah. That's why I added the far reach mod. You can't really reach very far in this game, and sometimes you might wanna. Let's do it this way. We'll put another copper coil there. Okay, like I say, this really could use 3, but that's okay for now. Okay, we're making belts and ammunition and a few turrets. Probably not a ton of them, but a few anyways. And let's see here. What else going through here? We could probably make pipe. Although we won't need a ton of it to start with, but that's okay. Okay, so that's anyways the next step. So we've got one row going. Seems to me it's going okay. You know what? The other thing that I would actually really like to build here, kind of bumping into that copper patch. Yeah, it's not really using all of this up, so why don't we leave this around? And I think what I'd like to do here, because I want to use or build a lot of them is the miners here. So iron plate, iron gear, and greens. Okay. And let's see if we can get a few of these going here. And we're going to need a bit more copper. And we'll throw that in there. Okay. Looks like our iron's getting exhausted here. And the rule is you always need more iron. Well, I don't have a super need for the pipes right now, so. And it built a few, so we can always handcraft them if we have to. I do think miners are key though. Let's see how much drifts down here. How much does it use? 10. Okay, and I also put some in manually, so I'm going to do that for the moment. Let's keep an eye on this and see how many we produce. We might want to split that belt. Or, you know what? Kind of silly, but I do have a bit of iron on me, so let's put a bit in there. And that'll help get some more miners going here. Another 30 or 40 would be good, I think. Okay, this one's actually doing okay for now. So let's get some automated copper production going here. Looks like our stone production's out of coal. I think those stone boxes down below are empty, so let's run that down. And we got a bunch of coal left over. Let's just throw it in the box here. Alright, so next steps here. I want to make some more iron. This one belt we've got isn't doing all that great. I want to get some copper going. I want to get some stone going for walls. And I want to think about the next level of science here. We need transport belts and inserters, all of which we can make if we have automated copper and automated iron going for us. Yeah, this iron's being eaten up pretty quickly here. Okay, let's just check the pig timer and see where we're at. Okay, the pig timer's actually about 2 minutes away from going off. So why don't we just say that's pretty much the end of episode 2. But we took the first step into the next step, I guess is what you could say. We got this going. We've got some coal up here. We're going to build a couple more rows of miners and stuff like that. We've got a little mini mall. Now this is all temporary, so don't worry about how it's laid out or anything like that. But it gets kind of tedious handcraft and stuff, and you want to get some automation going here. So even though it's fairly slow, it's better than doing it yourself. And of course, the more research we do, the faster machines, the more we build, the more resources we'll have. But anyways, I think pretty good episode as far as demonstrating how to put in a row of furnaces here. Now there's different ways of doing it. Some people like to take the coal and the iron ore and put it on the same belt, but that halves your throughput. I wouldn't recommend it. So it takes a few more resources to build the long handle inserters, but I think it's well worth it. So alright, Derpy Moose 99, that is the end of episode 2 of our Factorio introduction tutorial. Cheers.